Okay, I'm Pamela Murray, and I'm humbled that I can talk to all of y'all because all of y'all have so much talent and expertise in things that I have no idea about. So, but I did retire as a financial advisor for Merrill Lynch for about 23 years. So I'm good at marketing and talking to people. So that's basically what I do. So anyway, we're going to get the presentation going, and I'm going to talk about the things that I've done in Charlotte, North Carolina. I basically just like to ride around. So that's what I do, is ride around all the time. And I've got Karen doing a ride here in St. Louis. And I think that it's going very well.
Oh my God, it's
yeah.
marvelous.
Yes. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit and what I've done in Charlotte in terms of rides, bike benefits, as well as cycling savvy. So, and I think that they kind of all fit together, at least for me. So this was a quote that I actually got from a former student of mine. She said, "I knew how to not drown, I just didn't know how to swim." So she told me this because she took a women's only triathlon training class, and so she knew how to swim, but she just, she didn't know all the strokes and everything. So she related that to me in terms of cycling savvy, because it's kind of like the same thing. Everybody knows how to ride a bike, right? I mean, I was reading the last Bike Snob book, and he basically said, we all learned how to ride a bike when we were 10 years old. We learned how to pedal the bike, right? And so that's who we are. That's who most people are. They're riding the bike as a 10-year-old kid, and they've never gotten any further instruction than that, right? So, I mean, when you think about it and you look at these people, and I ride with lots of people all the time because I like to ride around. So I do 3 rides a week. So the problem is riders are afraid to ride on the road, or they don't know how to safely ride on the roads. I mean, because everybody likes to ride the bike, they just are afraid. That's what we're constantly being told. My solution is bike education and experience. And we all know this because we're all supportive of Cycling Savvy or LCI or whatever. And so I take people riding with me. I kind of think of people as on a continuum. So they start out as recreational riders. They want to ride on the bike path, the greenway, whatever. Then they ride to destinations. They might want to go to coffee or to a grocery store or to a friend's house or to the bar or whatever. And then we have commuter riders who are riding with a purpose in mind. Okay, I've got to go to the laundry, or I've got to go meet this person, or I've got to go give a presentation, whatever. And then we have transportation riders who do basically everything on their bike. So I try to help people move through that continuum. So recreational riders, they may only ride on social rides in groups, parks, or paved paths, right? That's the only place that they are comfortable riding on. And this is a lot of people that we know. They're afraid to go long distances, they're afraid to ride alone, they're afraid of crashes with cars, and they will not use the road. So, they're all the people that are saying, I need a bike path, I need a greenway, whatever. They're stuck on this side of the city in their little neighborhood or whatever. So these are the 3 rides that I do a week, okay, because I just like to ride around anyway. I figure people might as well come with me, right? So I do the Plaza Midwood Tuesday night ride. It's kind of a long name, it's kind of stupid, but that's what we did, and it kind of stuck. There were 2 common markets at the time, which is this little convenience store that we met at. There were 2 locations. One was in South End, one was in Plaza Midwood. That's why we called it Plaza Midwood, which is just our neighborhood. Tuesday night ride, I wanted to put the day of the week in there so people wouldn't say, when is it? So it's the Tuesday night ride. Okay, so it's Tuesday. So that's pretty easy to remember. I do a Sunday slow ride. So again, I put the name in there so they know that it's on Sunday. And then I do a Tuesday.
Is that Sunday ride?
Okay, well, I just called it slow because it's alliterated. Okay, but all of our rides go at the but all of the rides do go at the pace of the slowest rider. So if people will show up and say, hey, I'm concerned, I don't want to go fast, or I don't want to go far, we can do a loop. That's an impromptu ride anyway. I don't even plan a route for that. I just show up. Okay, so if somebody showed up and they said, oh, I can only go 5 miles. I do a 2.5 mile loop out. I ride 2.5 miles, turn around, come back, drop them off at the beginning if they don't want to go anymore, and then the rest of the route just keeps going. I mean, it's not a big deal, And then I do a Tuesday ride at Advent, which is a co-working space. The guy was really nice. I said, I want to do a ride there. And he's like, okay. So I just show up every Tuesday at, I do it 10 o'clock when it's really hot. I do it 2 o'clock if it's not hot, the rest of the year, right? So I just show up and ride, and I meet these interesting people. You just never know who's going to show up to ride. These are some of the pictures of our rides. The Tuesday Night Ride started in 2013. So over those 4 years, I've ridden with over 10,000 people. This year, I've ridden with over 3,000 people. That's not unique riders, right? It's not 3,000 different people. Some people come every week. You know, and people just like Karen, some rider told me, oh, I cleared my work schedule. You know, I've got it on my calendar. I mean, people come every week. They take off work or they arrange their work schedule just to come on this ride because it's so much fun. Destination riders, they like to ride to close by places. They use the sidewalk sometimes in some of the streets. They mainly stay in their neighborhood. They won't ride on busy streets. They're afraid to go a long way and they won't ride alone, right? So I'm trying to figure out who these people are and to meet them where they are, right? Through destination riders, I've worked with bike benefits. So I read about this thing, I don't remember where, on the internet somewhere, and somebody said, oh, you should do bike benefits. I'm like, okay. So I just started asking people, hey, do you want to do bike benefits? And they said yes. And so now we have the largest program in the country. So I've signed up over 200 bike benefits participating businesses in Charlotte. It's easy, you ride your bike there, you show your sticker and you get a discount. I mean, it's that easy. Commuters, they ride to work and they ride to close by places. And this is what we really want, or I want to really produce. I want to have people practice and ride a designated route, able to, you know, alter their hours, choose their days. They may be afraid of certain roads, but we can all help them do these things, right, as instructors. And then we talk about Cycling Savvy and how that can help them be a commuter rider and they can go by themselves and they can be comfortable and safe doing that. And so transportation riders, you know, they would ride all the time and hopefully we can help them through that progression. I just mentioned, you know, these different apps and stuff. I'm not an app person, I don't have a phone. So, but, you know, I just put those things up there because everybody else has one of those. My solution was bike education and experience. I mean, we have to help people through this. And I think that the online course is great, but I think that for them to get from recreational riders to transportation riders, we are going to have to help them because they are basically scared to go alone. So that's why I ride with people all the time, and I don't mind riding with people. I mean, it's fine. They just come with me. I'm going anyway, so it doesn't really matter. People appreciate being invited on a bike ride. You know, they're that 10-year-old kid riding down the street again. So they just come ride with me. And so, you know, I have a website. It's not very well done because we don't spend a lot of time on it. And then we have a Facebook page, and then there's the Bike Benefits website as well. And this is the thing that we all know, and that's basically what I wanted to share with everybody else. And I think that's basically the end of the presentation on the, you know, the whole thing. And then I wanted to mention how I do bike benefits. So I'm going to get a volunteer from the audience to pretend to be a business owner. So who would like to do that? Because okay, here you go. Okay, Blair's. Hey, I'm Pam. I just wanted to see if you want to sign up for bike benefits.
What's that?
Oh, well, when people ride their bike to your place of business, what is your business anyway?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Oh, that's great. Everybody loves ice cream.
Everybody.
Everybody loves ice cream all the time. You have vegan and gluten-free too.
We have all of that. Almond milk.
Yeah, because everybody loves the vegan and gluten-free. They like to have options.
Options.
Yeah, options.
We give them options. The
Oh,
only
that's
thing we don't have is hot ice cream.
Okay. Well, that's a milkshake anyway. You take it outside. It doesn't matter. Okay, but if people ride their bike to your place of business, then you can say, hey, thanks for riding your bike, and you just give them a bike benefit. It could be a discount or something like that. So would you be interested in something?
That sounds great. So this is just going to bring more people into the store.
Yes.
We sell them ice cream.
Yes.
What kind of discount are you suggesting?
Whatever you want to do. You know, you can change that at any time, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You know, you could give them free sprinkles.
So they
You
show
could
up
give them
not.
like $3.50. It doesn't matter what you give them. It's just saying thanks for riding the bike. You know, and I do 3 rides a week, and so I can bring people to your store. So on Tuesday night, if you want to be open at 9:30 at night, we'll bring 100 people to your store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Where do I sign?
so you just put the sticker
No,
on the
I do
door.
have one more
Yeah,
question. Yeah,
okay.
we'll put the sticker on the door. I love it. There's nothing. What happens to the money after they spend it with me, and I don't have to send anything back to you guys? That's it?
Well, if you want to sell helmet stickers, you
Uh-huh.
can do that. They cost you $2.50 each, and then you sell them for $5. So we partner on that. So, you know, the other $2.50 goes to support your business because you're giving these people discounts. But the other $2.50 goes to my organization, and what I do with that is I fund Cycling Savvy scholarships. to help people learn to ride by themselves. Because I want these people to know how to ride to your business by themselves. So, I can bring them here on a ride, but they probably want to come by themselves and bring their family and friends. And so this is a way for your businesses to support bike riding in your town.
Love it. Sign me up.
Thank you, Blair.
Thank you, Pam.
Okay, and oh, I forgot, Blair, will you come ride with us? Thank you. So I always invite the business owner to come ride, because when you do that, he's having that thought of pedaling down the road at 10 years old when he got his first bike. And I would say, Blair, when's the last time you rode your bike?
This morning.
Oh, that's great. You're ready to ride then.
I'd love to.
Yeah. So some people will say, oh, I don't have a bike. I haven't ridden since I was 15 or I was in college or whatever. It's like, oh, that's okay. I have loaner bikes. I have a small, medium, and large. So you just have to show up and you pick one up and we just ride it around. You can bring a friend because I have 3, right? So I'm trying to get rid of all those obstacles. Okay, on the Tuesday night ride, it's kind of like, wow, that doesn't seem like that would work at all. But it works because it sounds far-fetched. Okay, like first of all, who's going to want to ride around in the dark? Well, like, that's when there's no traffic. So it really does work out well. People don't really think about that, but they think, oh, riding at night in the dark. Yeah, I don't think so. But I just say, oh, just come and try it once and see how you like it. They'll see there's no traffic. We are good at route planning. So I will take them on 4- and 6-lane arterial roads that they would have never ridden on by themselves before. And they say, wow, that was really fun. It was safe. It was well organized. I've never ridden on that road before. And we went to a nice place, right? So I go to a bike benefits place every week. So if you can imagine, I do, about 150 rides a year. So I take people to all these bike benefits places. Because what does it do? It allows them to figure out a route to get there. It shows them a new place. We're supporting local businesses. And then the businesses, in turn, are supporting us, right? So we're building broad-based community support when we do it this way. When all of y'all can do bike benefits. And what I do is I get my riders, I'll say, okay, is there a place that you like? Because you just ask them if they have bike benefits. Even if they say no, just say, oh, Pam will be calling you. And so I just ride up there and say, hey, somebody said you might be interested, and I just want to stop by and answer any questions or whatever, and will you come ride with us? And so people appreciate being invited into the program. It's not a big cost for them to join. If they don't want to sell helmet stickers, I don't really care. They can just put the sticker on the door and give everybody a discount. But the thing is when I'm coming to a business and I say, okay, I'll bring 100 people to your business, and they're all hungry, thirsty people, right? I mean, we've ridden, so on my ride, we have kind of a format that we've developed over time. So I do a 10-mile route to a place of business. I stop for 10 or 15 minutes. People have time to go to the bathroom and get a drink, right? Or whatever's there. Or an ice cream or whatever we have. So we just stop, we do that, and then we blow the whistle. We get everybody back on their bikes. We ride 5 miles back. We do that because people kind of get sluggish after the first 10 miles. Or you might have new riders and they might be tired. They might need a little bit of a rest. And so that's why we do 10 plus 5. And then I'll say, okay, we're only going 5 miles back. So it's not like hard for them to do that. And 15 miles to most people sounds like a lot. To all of us it doesn't, but to a new rider, they might think, oh no, I can't do that. But we've done a set of different things over time to develop this ride to get it accessible to most people. So we do 2-mile regrouping stops. So we stop at mile 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we stop it for 15 minutes at mile 10. So those regrouping stops allow the slowest riders to move up towards the front so we won't lose them. So if you can imagine 100 people on a bike or 70 people on a bike, we're going to get cut off by lights. And I do tell people you have to stop at all the lights and obey all the traffic signals and all that. I'm trying to encourage them to be responsible riders, right? So I never tell people to cork or anything like that, like critical mass would do. We are going to get broken up at stoplights. That's just the way it works. So we will have mid-ride leaders. So I usually ride in the back. When the light turns red, I ride to the front so I can lead them to the next group. So my goal is to have a string of lights that people can follow over the time, and then we know where we're going to meet at the regrouping stops. So I'll say the regrouping stop is the CVS on this corner or whatever. Okay? We meet in the parking lot. So I try to get people off the road in a parking lot, right, so that we're not impeding traffic. I know we need to work on that. Some people just stop in the middle of the road they don't get on the sidewalk or they don't get out. We're waiting for the rest of the group to catch up because they got stopped at the light, right? The other thing that we do is we use glimpse.com is an app. We have a tag for PMTNR. So if you look at glimpse.com on Tuesday night between 8 and 10, you can see where we are. And it's actually very good because we'll say, hey, if you don't know where we are, if for some reason you had a mechanical, you had a flat, your chain dropped off or something, just click on that link and you see where we are. And you can it's like a tracker thing. So I get somebody else to do it because I don't have a phone. But you know, it shows you the miles per hour and what street they're on and everything. So you can follow or you can catch up. If somebody's running late and they want to join, they didn't get off work till 8 o'clock, they had to let the dog out or whatever. They can join up and they'll see where we are. Okay? So with those types of things, that's how we've developed the ride. I did want to touch on a couple of other things before I open it up for questions. A lot of people look at me and they're thinking, I'm not going to learn anything from you, why should I come around with you? But so you kind of have to keep track of some stuff so people will kind of take you seriously. So I mean, I'm rounding on 30,000 miles in Charlotte. I have no bike crashes. I owe my life to Mike and Carrie because I've had Cycling Savvy save my life so many times. I mean, that's why I'm standing here. And I've never been in the hospital. I mean, really. The cyclist will say it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of time. It's a matter of being prepared. I'm very prepared when I do all of these rides, and I'm trying to get people to see the possibility of all the things that a bike can do. We did a bike camping trip. We do Thanksgiving in November. So we do a food drive on bikes. I've tried to take the alley cat part out of it. I don't like people to compete. I do like to support different things. So we do a Halloween ride where we're costumed. Everybody likes that. So I try to make it fun, and I focus on the fun, right? And so the other thing is I'm working on my messaging for Cycling Savvy. I don't like to use safety in my description because biking is already safe. In October 2014, I took Cycling Savvy instructor course, and I've taught 17 classes, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a good rider is because I've taken the class 17 times. You know, so if you want to be a better rider, you teach the course a lot. So we finally crossed over 100 students completing the course. A lot of students who started the course have not completed it yet, so we're still working on that. I think that's basically it. In terms of Cycling Savvy, what I need you to know is that you just need to set up the class and you need to fill the class, and then you just need to keep asking people to take the class, and they will take the class. So I usually set up 2 classes at once. For example, when I set up the October class, I sent a message out and I said, okay, what dates work for you? And everybody said, oh, I can't do October, I can do this date in November. I'm like, okay, so that's my November date. So I set up a November date as well. Okay, so the other guy's gonna say, oh, I can't do November. I'm like, okay, when can you do it in December? And he'll tell me, and that's my December date. So I have these dates, it's like, well, you know, I did it for your schedule, so aren't you gonna come? And then you just keep filling it up. And so I built a rapport with all these people that I've been riding. And when you do rides, if you ever do a ride, and you don't have to do a weekly ride, you can just plan it whatever your schedule is. I mean, I plan it for like 1.5 miles from my house so I can get there. I wait 15 minutes, then I go. It's not like a big deal, right? Don't make it bigger of a deal. I mean, Karen was saying, oh, you know, I don't know if I should start it now because it's winter. And I just said, just start it. People will come. You know, we ride year round. I never cancel a ride. I don't want people saying, oh, I don't know if the ride's going or not. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to ride in the rain. I'll ride in the snow. It doesn't matter to me. It may be shorter, whatever. We may go on different roads. The route may not be the same, but it doesn't really matter. People don't care where you ride. They'll just follow you. You just start riding and they just follow. And they will have such a good experience because you're so good at route planning and you know how to pick the lanes and where to go, and the destinations are already set up through bike benefits, and then it's like everybody has a good time and they just keep coming back. They invite their friends. I don't do any advertising. I say, where do you find about the ride? They're like, oh, you rode by my house. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's right, because we ride everywhere. So we ride everywhere in Charlotte within that 15 miles. I don't typically use a lot of greenways or multi-use paths anymore because the group is too big. There's too many blind corners. There's too many grades that we have to cross for people with trikes or recumbents or stuff like that. So we basically use the travel lanes on most of the roads right now. Okay. So I probably spoke way too long, and I wanted to have some time for questions because I think y'all have great questions.